Hey, Tal. Good to see you. How have you been?
Good to see you, Don. I'm not too bad. Can't complain. Wouldn't do any good if I did. Lots of folks worse off.
Well, I hear you. Speaking of which, did you hear about Hank Willman?
You mean Hank the Tank? What about him?
Oh, Tal, it's so sad. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Hank passed away yesterday morning.
What?
Yeah.
Just like that?
Doctor said it was a cerebral hemorrhage, a stroke. Happened right in the shower. I wouldn't have known, except my brother did his estate planning, and they called him late last night.
Well, what in the world? Son of a...
I know. But you and he went to law school together, didn't you?
Yes. Yeah, I've known Hank like 40 years. We've had lots of deals together over the years as well. I mean, that can't be. I mean, he just ran a 10K this summer. I mean, the guy was strong as an ox.
I know. That's why they called him the Tank. And that, because, it kind of rhymed, I suppose. But anyway, I feel really, really bad for Donna.
I can imagine. I mean,
my brother says she's really broken up.
Oh, they were married over 35 years. I mean, it's got to be awful. Well, if you hear anything about when the arrangements are or the visitation or something, the services, let me know.
I will.
Well, thank you for...
I gotta go.
One other thing. That future planning stuff that you were talking about? Well, I figure maybe at least I want to hear you out and hear kind of what's going on and maybe start thinking about it, I guess. So.
Okay. Well, sure. Sounds good.
Okay.
Sounds good, Tom.
I'll give you a call.
Anytime.
All right. Well, thank you. And please give my best to Alice.
I will. Take care. Look, Tal, I know you didn't invite me here just to talk about fashion foul-ups, as much fun as that truly is.
Well, yes, you were right. So I have been thinking a little bit about your situation, what you've described that you're doing, and I am not ready to retire yet anytime soon. I still feel like I have a few good years left in me, but I am interested in maybe hearing a little bit more about how this works, what you're doing.
That makes perfect sense, Tal. I'm with you. The good thing is you've got plenty of time. You've got plenty of ways to go about this. It worked out well for me, but I got pretty lucky.
I would hardly say luck has anything to do with it now. You have one of the most reputable family law practices in town. Everybody says so.
Well, thank you, Tal. That's very kind of you, and I really feel like I have been blessed.
Well, that's kind of what's puzzling me. I'm trying to figure out, why would you want to give all that up?
Well, part of me doesn't want to be quite honest. But I've been thinking about this, and it seems to me that has to be another phase of life, so to speak. I mean, a time to step back, to learn how to sail, to reclaim some of the time while I still have it left.
But I don't think you can really practice law part-time, law being a jealous mistress and all.
I can't tell you how many times I've heard that, and there's some truth to it, I suppose. But see, that is what I really love about this approach that I am taking. It allows me to keep both hands in the pie, so to speak, while gradually stepping away. And, I for one have never been one to quit anything cold turkey.
And this works out okay financially, if you don't mind my asking?
Well, that's the plan, okay? There's no guarantees, all right? What really turned me on to this was the thought that there was value built up over time in my practice that I could continue to access even after I was no longer there. The trick is finding a way to capture it without continuing to practice from the Oak Knoll retirement homes.
Well, that's one of the puzzles for me, though, because I'm just not sure how anybody would see much value in this place. It's a little real estate shop. I mean, we do fine, but...
Let me ask you this, Tal. What if you died? Or what if you went into the hospital for a long time?
Okay, that's a bit morbid.
Well, Well, work with me here. Let's say you decided to take 3 or 4 weeks off and you didn't tell anybody, but you didn't go out trying to gin up new business either. Do you really think the phone wouldn't ring the next day? Or really for this day and time? I mean, do you think that your inbox wouldn't continue to fill up with emails for some time?
That's probably true.
Well, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's the value of future business. You haven't been thinking about this because of the times that you and I came up in. But what you've been doing while you were building a reputation as a damn fine lawyer, and believe me, my friend, that's how people think about you. You've also been creating a brand. It's a way of doing things that works. It's a way to close deals while minding all the P's and Q's.
Well, if I'm honest, a lot of that is Sylvia. She's the one who likes to get down in the details and wrangle with the devil that's always there.
Well, of course. And I bet she knows how to keep all the clients happy. Am I right?
She does. She's fantastic at that.
She knows what kind of information to give to them. She knows which ones need hand-holding and which ones don't.
This is true.
Well, what you just told me there is that all the knowledge and maybe a lot of the client relationships won't just go walking out the door with your old ass.
Well, see, that's the other thing, though. Sylvia and I were kind of old school. I mean, we came up in the days when you had to go down into the Register of Deeds and pull up the transcripts and pull up the judgments and everything. And these days, everything's getting all technological. There's everybody online and new processes down at the courthouse, new processes for lenders. Oh my goodness, these secure emails that we have to navigate through just to get a piece of information, and it's really a bit overwhelming.
Well, see, there's an opportunity. Why not let somebody new navigate all that? Bring technology in, it diversifies your offering, and it helps keep you on top of things.
So that's why you've brought in this associate then?
Andy Kemper. He's a great guy. I was really lucky to find him.
So you just hand him the files, hand him the keys, and you go sailing off into the sunset.
Well, not exactly, although, I'm still learning how all this works. But, I was looking at a longer term thing when I hired Andy in a year ago. And it really changed what I look for in an associate. Some seasoning, some experience. He's interested in establishing his own practice, or, well, in this case, taking on an established practice and growing it.
So how'd you find him?
Well, that's where I got lucky. He actually called me. He'd been calling around to solo practitioners in the area, trying to get back here where he grew up. Since then, though, I have found out that there are actual practice brokers. People who look to put together willing sellers with interested buyers.
I had no idea.
Think about it, Tal. Dentists do it. Orthodontists do it. Hell, you've probably helped these guys buy their own buildings so they could lease them back to their successors. Mm-hmm. Those guys plan for a handoff. Why don't lawyers?
Well, I've been thinking about that. And I mean, one of the differences is physicians have these, a lot of investment in infrastructure. They have these staffs and technology and equipment and lots of, long-term accounts receivable and all this, and it's just a different animal. And really what it comes down to for me isn't what we do in the law. I mean, it feels like it's a bit more personal legal services that we provide.
Well, I don't know if it could be much more personal than my last visit with my urologist. So, the deal with Andy is that I'm going to train him up, I'm going to introduce him around, I'm going to get him acclimated, and then gradually I'll start taking fewer and fewer new cases. I'll still be around to mentor him and help him out if he gets stuck.
It still sounds kind of like a lot of work, though. How is that retirement, really?
Well, yeah, it is kind of, but that's actually good for Andy and I. It's kind of like a relay race, okay? I mean, you don't realize how long that both runners have a hold of the baton. They're running stride for stride until one of them slows down and the other one pulls away. Frankly, it's really going very well. And I think it won't be long before Andy can go on without me.
Sounds like you've found a bit of a diamond in the rough there. There can't be too many of those kind of folks around, though.
Well, you might be surprised. Are you really interested in pursuing this?
I said I am open to thinking about considering looking into it.
Understood. Well, in that case, I might have someone in mind that you might want to invite to have a conversation to help you look into considering it.
Okay, I'm listening.
Her name is Robin Rainey. Okay, we had her in as a summer associate last year. She's very impressive. She's whip smart. She's great with the clients. The one thing is, Robin's interested in transactional law, and so she really wasn't interested in my practice. The law is a second career for Robin. She was in banking and finance before, which for me seems like she'd be a natural for real estate. She might even be interested in bringing in some corporate and securities work.
All right, now, hold on a minute. I said I'm open to considering this fairly radical idea, and you've got me building a practice with multiple practice areas, and I got out of that world a long time ago, and with good reason. Besides, the thought of handing my practice over to a woman is a little bit hard to envision. Now, if you tell Sylvia I said that, I'll deny it.
Secret's safe with me, long as I'm not subpoenaed by the EEOC.
Fair point.
Look, here's an idea. Why don't you just have a casual conversation with Robin? See what she thinks. No promises, no pressure. See if you guys get along. In an odd way, it's more like dating than it is recruiting. Okay, you're looking for the right fit, and it might take some time. In the meantime, you're not making any commitments. Neither is she.
It's been a little while since I've done any sort of dating of any sort. Not since Rebecca.
I'm sorry, Tal. I didn't mean to bring up.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Actually, this is a little bit easier to conceptualize, to think about than.